Hello everyone, welcome to the Philosopher Fun Fest. I am your host, Cowvin the Communist Cow, who was found in Conference Room 109, that small abandoned room down the hall. Today I am joined by three very special guests, Mr. Jeremy Bentham, Mr. Immanuel Kant, and Mr. John Rawls. We are here as always in the #1 steak restaurant on the East Coast, Cowvin's Cooked Cows. What would you like tonight, comrades?
I'll have whatever everyone else is having for the betterment of the group.
There are so many choices. I simply can't decide.
And what about you, Mr. Rawls?
I'll have mine. Medium well, please.
Today we are here to discuss moral philosophy regarding the Radnor High School Student Handbook and its policy on morally questionable academics. So let's put our imagining hats on and imagine some hypotheticals. Let's start out with a simple one. The Student Handbook cites Board Policy number 106, which states that unpermitted collaboration on assigned work, including but not limited to papers, projects, lab reports, other reports, especially homework, is a form of cheating, and therefore a level 3 violation of the Student Handbook. So let's say, comrades, that you forgot to do or finish your math homework and just found out that your teacher was going to collect today. Your greatest marking period has been good so far, and missing an entire homework would damage your average by a large margin. You also have a friend in the class who would likely be willing to let you copy their answers. What's the right decision here? Why don't you start us off, Mr. Kant?
Please, call me Emmanuel, and I'd like to say this hypothetical is really a no-brainer. Taking credit for someone else's work just to save your skin is a very immoral thing to do. I don't see how it can be justified by any means. Does anyone actually see cheating as a good thing?
Ahem. Now hold on a second there, Emmanuel.
It's Mr. Kant. Let's keep it professional, maybe.
Ahem. Okay, well, as I was saying, first I would tell the poor lad to develop some time management skills in order to avoid some of these moral dilemmas and have a less stressful life. But more importantly, the obvious choice is to cheat here, because what the teacher doesn't know won't hurt them.
What?
Excuse me, Emmanuel. Let me finish. Like I was saying, the best solution is always going to be the one that is the most logical. Maximize pleasure, minimize pain. In this specific case, copying may not be morally right, but it will lead to maximum proficiency.
You can't be serious. Cheating is wrong. You're not only doing the wrong thing, you're also doing it for the wrong reason. How can you actually believe cheating is right? There's simply no gain for yourself or others if you copy the homework.
Comrades, please!
No gain for yourself or others? I completely disagree with you on that point. More people are left happy because of your cheating. However, if you don't copy your friend's homework, then nobody is going to be happy. So according to one sense of logic, appeasing 3 people is much better than appeasing nobody. I'm sure that there are many logical people listening to this podcast, and they would probably agree with me in saying that maximizing pleasure is better off for everyone.
Perhaps so, but does the logical decision really outweigh the moral one?
Humans are logical beings, and they would say that it does.
Humans are also moral beings.
It has come to my attention that we seem to be ignoring one of our guests. Mr. Rawls, would you like to say anything?
First of all, I would like to express my dissatisfaction with the behavior of my fellow philosophers. Being men of an intellect superior to the common man, I would expect you to control yourselves. Regardless, I would like to present my point. I do, in fact, believe that you should copy the work in this situation. However, not because logic dictates it.
But then why?
I believe in this, Mr. Kant, for a strictly moral reason. Now, I know justifying cheating for moral reasons may seem odd, but hear me out. Let's first establish some context by going back to the source. According to Radnor School Board Policy number 106, to cheat is to, quote, violate or to intend to violate the rules deliberately for one's own gain in academic, extracurricular, or other schoolwork, in order to, or with the intent to, gain an unfair advantage, end quote. Now that we've established that, let's think more about our friend, the one who has the homework done. Whether you were unable to complete the assignment yourself because of time management or just academic ability is beside the point. The real point is that your friend has the ability to effectively complete his homework, abilities he did nothing to deserve. In fact, I believe that your friend's academic ability is unfairly greater than yours. Did he do anything to deserve this, or was it just a matter of circumstance? Shouldn't he, given his better position, help you out by giving you the homework? The handbook claims that people cheat, quote, in order to or with the intent to gain an unfair advantage, end quote. What you're really doing is evening the playing field. and accounting for the undeserved skills of other people. Instead of thinking about the morality of your cheating, think about the morality of your friend helping you out, given his natural superiority at school.
Well, comrades, these are all very interesting points I think our listeners would like to consider themselves. Shall we move on?
Yes, why don't we?
Okay then, let us analyze another aspect of School Board Policy number 106, specifically cited by the Student Handbook. The policy reads, unauthorized use of a cheat sheet, marks/writing on body, teacher textbook formula, note cards or notes, calculator or computer, cell phone, iPod, BlackBerry, language translation website or device, or any other technological device that would inappropriately enhance one's work is a deliberate form of cheating and will be punished harshly. So let's consider a second hypothetical. Say you're prepared to cheat on a test. You have the answers written on your arm or some other method of cheating. You're all set to take the test when the teacher makes an announcement that if anyone is caught cheating, the whole class will be failed, not just the person who cheats. So what would you do, comrades? Would you risk the class as a whole just for your betterment? You know my stance on this. Cheating is wrong.
While Kant and I have our disagreements, in this case I must agree with him. Taking the risk of getting caught jeopardizes the general welfare of the group.
So you're telling me that the only reason you wouldn't cheat in this scenario is so that the group won't be punished? The consequences are irrelevant. Cheating is wrong from a moral standpoint. Would you want everyone to be cheating?
Mr. Kant, I don't seem to understand. We agree that not cheating is the better decision in this case. Why are you still disagreeing with me?
We agree on a technical level, Jeremy, but for completely different reasons. You believe cheating is wrong because the possible negative repercussions for the group outweigh your personal benefits. However, I believe cheating is a completely dishonest thing to do and shouldn't be done just for the sake of morality. If you don't cheat just to receive benefits, it's no better than cheating itself. You may be doing the right thing, but not necessarily for the right reason.
I completely agree with you on your first point, but a logical decision will always be appraised over the moral decision.
Let me just interject here. If you are confident in your ability to successfully cheat without getting caught, you are morally obligated to not only cheat, but help the entire class cheat.
What? You
Oh,
gotta be
geez.
kidding me.
Comrades, please!
Allow me to explain. Going into the classroom, you have an advantage over the other students. Because of your prepared cheating method, you are therefore entitled to a better score, even though you may not morally deserve it. Your ability to score well on the test has nothing to do with your personal moral merit, and so you should share this ability with those less fortunate. In fact, even if you were able to get an A on the test without cheating, the correct moral decision would still be sharing answers with the rest of the class. Your intelligence is arbitrary.
Well, this is just ridiculous.
I just want to point out to you, Mr. Rawls, that if you were to do this, you would violate 4 out of 6 statutes in the honor code.
In this case, it would be unpermitted collaboration on assigned work, unauthorized use of cheat sheet, unauthorized prior knowledge and or use of tests, and sending or receiving messages through hand signals or other gestures. Even if you believe cheating is morally acceptable, is it worth potentially breaking all these rules? You are still doing the wrong thing. You believe that cheating is morally acceptable. Again, would you want everyone to be cheating?
Look, the whole point of this podcast is to examine the established law of the school and decide when it's necessary for students to dissent. If the rules that are already in place are limiting the abilities of the whole group, then I have no problem breaking them.
Mr. Rawls, you continue to present points that I myself hadn't even considered. Malicious. Well, it seems we've pondered quite a bit about the rules of the handbook and what to do in certain situations. Shall we eat?
Hey, what's in this bag?
Oh, hello, comrades.